We're going from Florida to D.C. to New York City. Nate Dogg, Barstool Nate, Eric Nathan, Little Nate X, whatever you want to call him. He's our guy. What's up, man?
You can call me the King. I'm good. How are you guys?
Do a lot of people call you the King?
Nope.
Mostly everybody, yeah.
Nope.
Just not you haters, but real ones know. The real Nateaholics, they know.
The real Nateaholics.
All the people under 5'4" in the world.
Oh, Jesus.
The Tush push has been tabled, Nate. Are you going to be okay?
I flip-flop on how I feel about the Tush push. On one hand, I'm always like, well, everybody can do it. Like, you know, nobody's stopping your team from doing it. On the other hand, I'm always just like, it's not a real football play. It's just kind of just, it doesn't feel right. They're lined up offside every single time, and the refs don't call it. I think I want to get rid of it, but I'm not a diehard either way. I usually land in the middle, but I think it just doesn't feel like a real football play to me, so I vote get rid of it.
I just think the league is trying to, what the league needs to do and what these players and what the coaches and owners and front office people want, do your job. If the referees just call the offsides as you stated, they have false starts all the time, and when you can't help a player cross the line or carry him forward. If they call those penalties, then guess what? Push will go away anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that might be the path, dude.
That would be nice, but it's been, 3 years now, and that hasn't happened. So I'm losing hope that that's going to start now.
All right. Outside of that, Nate, I'm down here in Florida at owners' meetings. I've talked to Dan Quinn. I've talked to Adam Peters. Talked with some ownership. The Commanders right now have no buzz in the best possible way, if that makes sense. Like everybody's like, oh, that's a good team. That's a playoff team. How are they adding to the defense? You know what I mean? Like, how much are you enjoying? I asked Dan Quinn this morning. Like, it's only been 14 months since AP and DQ and Jaden. Like, this thing has progressed very rapidly in a really condensed time frame.
Yeah, I mean, when the biggest news is Brandon Coleman is moving to right tackle, that's how you know you have a real football team. It's not something happened in the front office. It's not turnover at every coaching job. It's not Vinny Serrato or whatever, Bruce Allen. None of that. It's just, Brandon Coleman's going to move to right tackle. And maybe it makes for your job a little harder.
Hell no.
A little harder. No, because where you can't spend 2 hours talking about Brandon Coleman moving to right tackle, but that's what we've been begging for the last.
Nate, you don't listen to this show, dog. We could spend 2 hours talking about Brandon Coleman.
We talking about you for 2 hours, Nate.
I know. I was joking, guys. It's just so funny how in a year, as you just said, 14 months, so much can change. And I mean, I've beaten this drum to death since I've started 15 years that all I ever wanted was this team to operate like a real NFL franchise. I used that phrase so many times where all offseason you wouldn't hear a single speck of drama from all the good teams, and all you would hear about is, growing up it was the Bengals and Mike Brown as an owner. Then it became Dan Snyder and us. And it's so great. Like, it's so great to finally be operating like a real franchise. And the questions to Quinn and Peters are about, accumulating draft picks or, positions of need, not, assault cases and just nonsense like that. It's very, very, very comforting.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. Also came out today that the NFL is not going to have a game on Christmas. The NFL is not going to have a doubleheader on Christmas like they did last year. The NFL is now going to have a triple header on Christmas Day.
Well, LeBron started talking too quick.
Yeah.
They basically telling LeBron, Christmas is your day? Let's find out.
Yeah.
We'll have more people watching one game than you all will have watching all of your games together.
FAFO, LeBron. Mess around and find out. It's crazy to just see the beast that this league is, man, and how they operate. I want to get to some hockey stuff, Nate Dogg, but what do you think about they decided to also table the Lions' playoff proposal about getting rid of the home game for division winners and just seeding it based on records. Would you have liked that? Would you have liked that change? If that happened, Washington would have had a home playoff game.
I am on the side of you should benefit from winning your division. I think that, teams are divided into divisions for a reason, and they wouldn't have purpose to have divisions if there wasn't some sort of goal about winning it. I do think you should be rewarded for winning your division. I understand the argument that, this division's stronger than that one, but I think over the course of 20 years, it all comes out in the wash, and it should all balance out. Divisions get stronger and weaker year to year, decade to decade. But again, if you're going to play a divisional schedule where you play every team in your division twice, then you should benefit from winning your division, especially in the playoffs. I just think that is very clear, is the way it should be. As for the Christmas games, I think BMitch nailed it. LeBron started talking. The NFL said, "Yeah, let's show you who owns Christmas." And the NFL could put the two worst teams in the league on Christmas, and it would still outdraw the NBA 10-1. It's just JP, you nailed it.
I now see why it was raining yesterday, JP. Nate and I agree on two things. Wow.
The things we don't agree on, you're usually wrong about, so we should agree on more.
Nate, no.
Cats and dogs living together, and then Nate does that. That's Nate. That's Nate.
He's always
two steps forward, one giant step back.
That's all right.
We have our friend Barstool Nate joining us via the Rude Guest Hotline. Rude is the most reliable HVAC products in the DMV. All right. Huge news for the Caps. They call up the super stud prospect, Ryan Leonard from Boston College. You're all over it. You got videos. I mean, tell. I don't know if BMitch knows this. Tell BMitch what happened, I assume, last night with Ovi and Leno.
Okay, so first of all, Ryan Leonard, 2023 first-round pick by the Caps, 8th overall. Ton of skill, plays like a quicker Tom Wilson early in his career before Willie put it all together. That's kind of where Ryan Leonard is now. Some people call him the best player currently not in the NHL. He could have played on the Caps this season. He chose to go back to Boston College, and then all he did was lead college hockey in goals and game-winning goals, 49 points in 37 games at Boston College. Very, very, very good hockey player. Should immediately make an impact on the Caps. And then last night, so he played at Boston College. They just got eliminated by Denver to go to the Frozen Four. And the Caps are in Boston to play the Bruins tonight. And so he went out with the team. Him and Ovi were just sitting at the bar right off Boston College's campus called The Circle. And
that's their version of Bentley's, right?
More or less, yeah. And Ryan Leonard was just enjoying some nice waters and Coca-Colas while it looked like Chikrin and Ovi were having some Bud Light. And it looked like a good time was had by all. I think it's very impressive that this kid, 20 years old, Ovi, double his age, took him out and said, "Hey, you're one of us now. You're part of the team now." I don't think very many captains in the league do that to a kid who has never played one professional game. But that's the difference between this Caps locker room and this club and who Ovi is as a person and everybody else.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, I think more people do it, though, Nate. But I think Ovi and all basically want the kid to feel like he's a part of it already.
I just love that they did it the first day he signed with them. And, I mean, hockey guys, football guys too, but the rosters are just so much bigger. I think hockey guys are just so down to earth, you know what I mean? And generally can kind of like fit in anywhere they go.
Yeah.
I thought the pictures, I just thought that was so cool.
That's a good thing. I mean, but it's like he's coming to your team.
Right.
And like I said, even back when I got drafted, I thought all the veteran people hated the young people. Wasn't true. But that's what people told you all the time. You know who told me that all the time? People that didn't play the game. Oh, man, them veteran players, they're not going to put up with y'all. And then you get there and everybody's offering you their help. I think it happens in all sports like that because now the person's coming to be with you. Although you know that they may be trying to take your job, you still want to make the people feel comfortable because if they make the team, you want them to be the best they can be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why I put you under my wing, BMitch, showed you the ropes of how to do this whole radio thing.
Nate, I've been doing this longer than you've been living, dog.
Such an idiot. All right. Well, then, can I ask something that you are going to immediately scoff at?
Who? Me or Nate?
Nate.
Okay.
Maybe you too, honestly.
What's that?
You guys might be agreeing on something else.
Right,
Caps played tonight in Boston. They have lost 3 in a row. They're way up in the division. They're way up in the conference. They've already clinched playoffs. They soon will clinch the 1 seed. But, they got 2 more roadies on this road trip they're on. They got at Boston tonight and then the game in Raleigh tomorrow night. How much do they need a dub?
Very.
How badly? I mean, winning to get out of the 3-game skid would be nice. It's great to be in a place where, it's not win or get in like last season was. Last season went down to the last minute of the last game to get into the playoffs. It's good to have a little bit of a cushion this season. I think we're 10 points up, 9 points up on Carolina in the Metro. So it's not do or die or anything like that. It would just be good to get back to Capitals hockey. I think the closer, and I think we knew this was going to happen, the closer Ovi gets to the record. He's now 5 away with 9 games remaining. And you see it across all sports. When someone is approaching or chasing an all-time record, I don't want to say it's a distraction, but, everybody's thinking about it. Everybody's talking about it. And it does weigh on the team a little. And you want to get that, monkey off your back. So it's just so nice that this team is so good and has this cushion that you can have a little bit of a distraction. You can, lose on the road to the Jets and then on the road to the Wild, and then the Sabres put up an 8 spot on Sunday in Washington. It's okay for those to happen because going back to how close and good this team is, they understand the goal and the mission. And, I mean, if Ovi doesn't break his leg, he breaks the record a month and a half ago, and none of this is even happening. None of this pressure at the end of the season is happening. So, it's a give and take. This skid type of thing could have happened, a while ago. It's happening now instead. I'm 0% worried about the team overall.
I mean, it could have happened, but you know what? They're professionals. They got to find a way to get past that and focus on what the task at hand is: winning these games. Put yourself in the best position possible, get into the playoffs, and handle business. And I think you gotta. People deal with all kinds of stuff. Like hell, he dealt with a broken leg earlier this year. You know what I mean? And then he came back and immediately was right back where he was. A lot of the other players, this pressure's not on them really. They have to understand their job is to go handle their business and then Ovi's going to take care of him. And if they're sitting up here letting that Ovi's pressure or making it affect them, that's going to be a problem because it doesn't leave immediately.
I'll say this about tonight's game. The Bruins are giving up a ton of goals in the month of March. If you go back to March 4th, I'm going to skip around some games. 6 to the Predators, then 6 to the Senators, 6 to the Lightning, 5 to the Golden Knights, lost to the Sharks, which is just terrible, 7 spot to the Kings, 6 to the Ducks. So if there's a time for Ovi and the Caps to break out, even though it's on the road, it is tonight against Boston, who is just playing terrible hockey.
Let's get one. I mean, if he dumps 3 on somebody or even 2,
I'll take a hat trick tonight.
So before we get to that, the Caps are saying Ryan Leonard's going to make his debut tonight in Boston. Tell us what the Caps are getting in this kid. Just type of player and level of physicality. I mean, he seems like he is the real deal. And also who's going to probably head to the bench because of it.
Yeah, I mean, everything that we know about Ryan Leonard from watching at BC is that he's very skilled. He's tough. They call him Mini Tom Wilson for a reason. He has grit to him. He takes some, gives more in physicality, and he's just going to immediately provide a spark. Hopefully he can fix the power play. I don't know if he's going to get power play minutes, immediately, but he is just so skillful, and everybody says that he's just, when you think of just a Boston hockey guy, that's who he is. He's just from Massachusetts, grew up loving the game, hitting and scoring goals. And if what they say is true and he's the best player not currently in the NHL, which ends tonight, then the NHL screwed up. Every other GM screwed up letting us get him 8th overall because it, by all accounts, and we'll see how quickly it takes to adjust to the speed of NHL, which obviously is way different than the speed of college hockey. But, if he has the speed himself to keep up, and we'll just see how he adjusts. But they trust him enough that he's in the lineup tonight. That speaks a ton of volume for what they think about him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that may be, but isn't it? I mean, let's go ahead.
What?
I was about to say something else. I pull it back.
Okay.
I don't want to overload, Nate's mind.
brain.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right. Now, Friday night, for all the Nateaholics, the dog will be in the building. You will be at Blackhawks Caps Friday night at Cap One, correct?
That's correct. You declined my invitation to join me, but I will be there regardless.
You can invite BMitch.
I already filled the spot.
Oh, that's rough, B. I might try to get down there. I got to get home and see my children for a couple of days. Then I'll recalibrate.
All right, well, you can also come up Sunday, April 6th to Long Island. I would love to host you.
Okay. When do you think this record is happening?
So there's 9 games remaining. He has 5 to pass it, 4 to tie it. Let's say he gets 2 tonight. We could be looking at next Friday, this coming up Friday, April 4th, or next Thursday, April 10th. I don't want him to do it on the road. I want him to do it in front of the home fans, and I'm going to will that into existence. We won the Cup on the road. I think he's going to break the record at home. It would be very, very cool if he goes on a tear, puts 2 in tonight, then goes down to Raleigh, puts in another one, then breaks it at home on Friday. Or maybe it'll be next Thursday, April 10th, against the Hurricanes. Even if it's not, there's still 4 more games after that. I do think he gets it done this season, though.
Okay. Lastly, you and I are both Maryland Terrapins. It hasn't been the best week. I've decided I have no more emotional energy to talk about what happened. Rather, I am completely focused on whoever the next coach is. I am going to support more than I've supported previously. I'm in on the next guy, and I'm going to root for him. And I think there's a lot of buzz growing, Nate.
A lot of buzz for who, though?
A lot of buzz.
So I want someone.
B, can you tell Nate's not picking up what I'm putting down?
I know what you're saying. I'm not going to poo-poo anybody who becomes the next head coach.
Whoever it is, we've talked about Simpkins on this program. Chris Beard, I think, is a great coach, but you take a PR hit. Whoever it is, I'm going to be like you are. When you were talking about Carson Wentz, I'm just going to love him unconditionally. They're going to have my support.
That's why I won't say anything about this buzz, because if what you're hearing, this buzz, is true, then I'm going to support him with my life. He's not my first pick, but if that is the pick, I'm all in. I'm Carson Wentz style, like you said. I'm all in. We're going to the final. I will love the new coach as much as I hate Willard.
I like a good beer buzz early in the morning. Thank you, Nate Dogg. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, guys. See you on Friday.
All right, bro.
All right. B, Friday afternoon, I'm going to take off, and Barstool Nate's going to sit in studio with you for 2 hours.
I won't be here. Not handle Nate, man. Nate's no problem. Nate talks a lot of trash because he knows he's way away.
I know. I'm just kidding. I don't.